The stars looked different tonight above Riverside, Montana. Nobody in the small town noticed the strange lights moving between the clouds. Nobody except Dr. Amy Peterson, who was working late at her veterinary clinic, closing up after treating a sick horse. Amy stepped outside into the cool night air and froze. 3 silver ships hung silently over the town, their metallic surfaces reflecting the moonlight. She reached for her phone, but before she could dial, a beam of blue light surrounded her. Her feet left the ground. The last thing she saw was her clinic getting smaller below. Miles away in Glacier National Park, Ranger Lisa Morgan was finishing her evening patrol. She loved these quiet hours when the tourists went home and the forest belonged to the animals. She was checking the trail cameras when she noticed the strange silence. No owls hooting, no coyotes calling. Even the wind had stopped. Then came the light. Lisa tried to run, but the blue beam held her like invisible chains. She floated upward through the trees, past the mountains she knew so well, into the belly of an alien ship. The forest disappeared beneath clouds as she was pulled into a metal room that smelled like copper and ozone. In Riverside's empty high school, Kate Sullivan was grading papers at her desk. As the newest teacher, she always got stuck with the late-night duties. The building was supposed to be empty, but she heard footsteps in the hallway. Not normal footsteps. These sounded wet and heavy. Kate stood up, grabbing her phone. "Hello? Is someone there? The school is closed." The door opened. The creature that entered was 7 feet tall with gray skin and large black eyes. It wore a silver uniform that seemed to shift and move on its own. Kate backed against the whiteboard, but there was nowhere to run. "Human female," the alien said in perfect English. "You will come with us. Do not resist." "Like hell I will," Kate said, throwing an eraser at its head. The alien didn't even blink when the eraser bounced off its chest. It raised a silver device, and the blue light caught Kate. She fought against it, but soon she was floating through the hallways of the school where she taught her students about human courage and determination just hours ago. Aboard the Carthaxian research vessel, Eternal Wisdom, Commander Zelkrin watched his prizes arrive. 3 human females, all in excellent health, perfect for their experiments. His species was dying. Their females had lost the ability to reproduce generations ago, and they'd searched the galaxy for compatible genetics. "Sir," said Science Officer Vexna, studying her scanner, "these humans show unusual neural activity. Their stress hormones are elevated, but their brain patterns suggest planning." "Planning what?" Zelkrin asked. "Unknown, sir, but all 3 subjects are exhibiting similar patterns. It's as if they're strategizing." Zelkrin waved a dismissive tentacle. "They are primitives. What could they possibly plan against our technology?" In the holding cells, Amy, Lisa, and Kate found themselves in separate transparent chambers. They could see each other but not speak. Amy, the veterinarian, immediately began examining her cell for weaknesses. Lisa, trained in wilderness survival, studied the patterns of their captors' movements. Kate, who had spent years managing classrooms of teenagers, watched for the social hierarchy among the aliens. Each woman began tapping on their cell walls. Amy tapped first. 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. Zoas. Lisa responded with the same pattern. Kate added her own taps. The aliens didn't notice. They were too busy congratulating themselves on their successful hunt. 3 specimens from a single planet, Zelkrin announced to his crew. "The High Council will be pleased. Begin the preliminary scans." But as the Carthaxians prepared their experiments, they failed to notice the small details. How Amy had already figured out the locking mechanism on her cell. How Lisa had memorized the shift changes of the guards. How Kate had identified which alien was the weakest link in their command structure. They also failed to detect the emergency beacon Amy had activated on her smartwatch before being taken, or the fact that Lisa's Ranger badge contained a tracking device, or that Kate had managed to send one last text message to her brother in the Marines. "Taken. Not human. Track my phone." The Corthaxians thought they had captured 3 helpless females. They had no idea they'd just declared war on humanity. Next, Part 2. The Discovery. General Frank Matthews rushed through the Pentagon corridors at 3 in the morning. His aides struggled to keep up, holding a tablet with classified satellite images. "Sir, we've confirmed it. 3 American citizens were taken from Montana approximately 4 hours ago," the aide reported. "NORAD tracked unknown craft entering our airspace at 2100 hours." Matthews entered the secure briefing room, where the Joint Chiefs were already assembled. On the main screen, satellite footage showed 3 metallic objects hovering above Riverside, Montana, before shooting into space at impossible speeds. "Gentlemen," Matthews began, "we have a situation. Dr. Amy Peterson, Ranger Lisa Morgan, and teacher Kate Sullivan are missing. Local law enforcement found their vehicles abandoned. We have video evidence of extraterrestrial involvement." Admiral Joseph Turner leaned forward. "Are we certain this isn't some elaborate hoax?" "Negative, sir. We've tracked their ship to a position approximately 50,000 miles above Earth. It's cloaked, but our new detection systems picked it up." Matthews pointed to a heat signature on the screen. "That's a ship roughly the size of an aircraft carrier." The room fell silent. Then General Patricia Williams spoke up. "We need to inform the President immediately." 30 minutes later, President Catherine Walsh sat in the White House Situation Room, surrounded by military advisors and intelligence officials. "Let me get this straight," Walsh said, her voice deadly calm. "Aliens kidnapped 3 American women, and they're currently performing experiments on them." "That appears to be the case, Madam President," Matthews confirmed. "We've also received signals from their personal devices. Ms. Sullivan's brother, Sergeant Paul Sullivan, is a Marine stationed at Camp Pendleton. He received a text message indicating non-human captors." Walsh stood up, placing both hands on the table. "Nobody takes our people. Nobody. I want options on my desk in 1 hour. And get me the UN Secretary General on the line. If these aliens want to meet humanity, they're about to meet all of us." The next few hours saw unprecedented global cooperation. For the first time in history, every major nation temporarily set aside their differences. Russian President Dmitry Volkov was the first to call. "Madam President, our satellites confirm your findings. These beings have also taken citizens from other nations. We propose immediate military cooperation." "Agreed," Walsh replied. "This is about humanity now." Chinese President Liu Wei called next. "Our space agency has been tracking similar incidents for months. We have technology that might help." Within 6 hours, a coalition formed. Scientists shared classified research on recovered alien technology. Military strategists developed joint attack plans. The public remained unaware, but behind closed doors, humanity prepared for its first interstellar conflict. Deep in a bunker beneath Cheyenne Mountain, Colonel Sandra Hughes activated Protocol Omega, Earth's secret defense plan for hostile alien contact. "Ma'am, all Omega assets are coming online," reported Lieutenant Jake Barnes. "The Aurora fighters are prepped for launch." Hughes nodded. These weren't ordinary aircraft. Built with reverse-engineered alien technology from crashes in Roswell, Rendlesham Forest, and other incidents, the Aurora fighters could operate in space. "What about the particle weapons?" Hughes asked. "Ready, ma'am. We've been preparing for this day for 70 years. Back in the Situation Room, Matthews briefed the President on their capabilities. "We have 12 Aurora fighters, 6 particle beam satellites, and our cyber warfare division has been studying captured alien computers. We're not as helpless as they think." "Good," Walsh said, "because I just spoke with every world leader. They're all in. Nobody threatens Earth's children without consequences." Meanwhile, NASA detected something troubling. Dr. Ellen Price pointed to her monitor. "The alien ship is sending signals deeper into space. They might be calling for reinforcements." "How long do we have?" asked Matthews. "Based on signal strength and direction, maybe 48 hours before more ships arrive. Then we move now, Walsh decided. Launch the Auroras. I want our people back, and I want these aliens to understand that Earth is not a grocery store for their experiments. As the secret spacecraft launched from hidden bases around the world, radio chatter filled secure channels. Aurora 1 to command. We are spaceborne. Aurora 2, confirmed visual on target. Aurora 3, weapons hot. High above Earth, Commander Zulkrin noticed energy signatures approaching the ship. Impossible, he muttered. This species barely has satellites. Science Officer Vexna checked her scanners again. Sir, those aren't satellites. They're armed vessels, the humans. They've been hiding advanced technology. Raise shields, Zulkrin ordered, suddenly less confident, and prepare for. The first particle beam struck their ship, and alarms began screaming. Next, Part 3. The response. Captain Jack Riley gripped the controls of Aurora 1 as his fighter squadron approached the alien vessel. The ship was massive, easily 20 times larger than anything humans had put in space. All wings, report in, Riley commanded. Aurora 2, standing by. Aurora 3, weapons ready. Aurora 4 through 12, we're with you, Captain. Riley switched to the command channel. Control, this is Aurora Leader. We have visual on the target. Requesting permission to engage. Back on Earth, President Walsh's voice came through clearly. Captain Riley, you are authorized to use whatever force necessary to retrieve our people. Show them why you don't mess with Earth's children. Copy that, ma'am. All wings, attack pattern Delta. Let's get our people back. The Aurora fighters split into 3 groups, surrounding the alien ship. Their weapons, based on recovered alien technology, began charging with a distinctive hum. Inside the Corthaxian vessel, alarms blared. Commander Zulkrin couldn't believe what his sensors showed. These primitives have energy weapons. How is this possible? Science Officer Vexna was frantically working her console. Sir, their weapons are similar to our own technology. But that's impossible unless they've been studying crashed vessels, Zulkrin finished, his gray skin turning pale. We've underestimated them. The first barrage from the Aurora fighters struck the alien shields. The ship shuddered. Shields down to 80%. An officer reported. Return fire, Zulkrin ordered. But the human pilots were ready. They'd trained for years in secret facilities, studying alien combat patterns from recovered flight data. They dodged the counterattack with practiced ease. In the holding area, Amy noticed the lights flickering. Something's happening. She called out to Lisa and Kate through the glass. Kate pressed her face against her cell wall. Those sounds. Is that weapons fire? Lisa grinned. I told you they'd come for us. Nobody leaves Americans behind. Back in the fighter, Riley targeted the ship's weapons array. Aurora 2, concentrate fire on their gun ports. 3 and 4, hit their engines. Everyone else, keep their shields busy. The coordinated attack was devastating. The aliens had expected to face primitive rockets, not weaponry that matched their own. On Earth, General Matthews watched the battle from the command center. Mr. President, our cyber warfare team has something. Dr. Martinez, head of cyber operations, stepped forward. We've been analyzing captured alien computers for decades. We've developed a virus specifically designed for their systems. If we can get close enough to upload it. President Walsh nodded. Do it. Lieutenant Sam Cooper in Aurora 7 received the upload. I've got the package. Moving in for delivery. He dove toward the alien ship, dodging defensive fire. Other fighters provided cover as he approached a communications array. Using a modified transmitter, he beamed the virus directly into the alien systems. Inside the Corthaxian ship, screens began failing. Commander, Vexna shouted. Something's in our computers. It's spreading through every system. Zulkrin watched helplessly as his advanced technology betrayed him. Navigation went down. Weapons stopped responding. Even life support began to flicker. "Sir, we need to retreat," an officer pleaded. "We can't," Zulkrin replied grimly. "The humans have disabled our engines." Riley's voice came over their communication system. "Alien vessel, this is Captain Jack Riley of Earth. You have exactly 1 minute to release our people, or we'll crack your ship open like a can of beans." In their cells, the three women heard the announcement. Amy managed to access a control panel the aliens had carelessly left exposed during their panic. "Biology degree, don't fail me now," she muttered, working on the alien interface. Years of studying different species gave her insight into their technology. The cell doors opened. "Nice work," Lisa said, immediately looking for weapons. Kate pointed to a storage locker. "I saw them put our stuff in there during the chaos." They retrieved their phones, Amy's medical bag, and Lisa's ranger equipment. Most importantly, Lisa still had her grandfather's hunting knife. "Time to show these idiots why you don't mess with Earth girls," Lisa said. Before Zulkrin could respond to Riley's ultimatum, alarms indicated escaped prisoners. The three humans were loose on his ship. "This is impossible," Zulkrin shouted. "They're primitives." The virus completed its work. All systems on the Corthaxian ship went dark, except for basic life support. "Aurora leader to command," Riley reported. "Their ship is disabled. Moving in for prisoner extraction." President Walsh's voice came back immediately. "Bring our people home, Captain. And make sure these aliens understand. This is what happens when you attack our family." "Copy that, ma'am. Aurora Squadron, prepare for boarding action. Let's go get our people." The human fighters moved in, ready to retrieve their own and teach the galaxy a lesson about underestimating Earth. Next, Part 4, The Infiltration. Major Diana Foster checked her assault rifle one more time before entering the airlock. Around her, 24 of Earth's best Special Forces soldiers prepared for humanity's first boarding action in space. "Listen up," Diana addressed her team. "We have 3 civilians to extract. Intel suggests they've already escaped their cells, so they could be anywhere on that ship. Stay sharp and watch your corners." The team wore advanced combat suits, another gift from decades of studying crashed alien technology. They could survive in space, detect life forms, and provide enhanced strength. "Remember," Diana continued, "these aliens took our people, but we're professionals. We get our people out, and we get answers. Move fast, hit hard, and don't give them time to regroup." The airlock opened with a hiss. The team moved through the connection tube linking their assault shuttle to the alien vessel. The Corthaxian ship was dark inside, emergency lighting casting strange shadows on the metallic walls. "Alpha Team, take the left corridor." "Bravo Team, with me," Diana ordered. "Charlie Team, secure our exit route." As they advanced, motion sensors in their suits detected movement ahead. "Contact," whispered Sergeant Marcus Webb. "Multiple hostiles, 50 meters." Through the gloom, they saw 5 Corthaxian soldiers trying to restore power to a console. The aliens spotted the humans and raised their weapons. Diana's team opened fire first. The corridor lit up with energy blasts. 2 aliens went down immediately. The others took cover, firing back with their own weapons. "Hostiles down," reported Corporal Nina Reyes after the brief firefight. "No casualties on our side." They pushed forward, following the ship's layout that their scanners were building in real time. Meanwhile, on another deck, Amy, Lisa, and Kate were making their own way through the ship. "I can't believe their security is this bad," Lisa said, leading the others through a maintenance tunnel. "Basic rule of prisons: always secure your ventilation system." "They probably never had prisoners who grew up watching action movies," Kate replied, clutching a stolen alien device that looked like a tablet. "I think I'm starting to understand their writing system. It's like a mix of pictographs and mathematical symbols." Amy adjusted her grip on the medical scanner she'd taken. "According to this, there are more prisoners on board. Different species. They've been doing this for a while." "Then we help them too," Lisa said firmly. Nobody stays a prisoner on our watch. Back with the Special Forces team, Diana's group reached what looked like a laboratory. Inside, they found rows of examination tables and medical equipment that made everyone's skin crawl. "My God," muttered Lieutenant Roy Harper. "What were they doing here?" Diana spotted a computer terminal still functioning. "Jenkins, you're our tech expert. See what you can find." Specialist Tyler Jenkins plugged a device into the alien terminal. "Accessing their databases now, Major. You're not going to like this." On the screen, images appeared showing not just humans, but dozens of different alien species, all female, all subjected to various medical procedures. "They're trying to solve a reproductive crisis," Jenkins explained, reading the data. "Their species lost the ability to have children. They've been searching for compatible genetics across the galaxy by kidnapping women." Diana's voice was cold with anger. "Looks like it, Major. And we're not their first victims. Far from it." Just then, Diana's radio crackled. "Major Foster, this is Lieutenant Peterson with Alpha Team. We've found the civilians. They've already freed about 20 other prisoners and are leading some kind of revolt on Deck 7. Diana couldn't help but smile. "Copy that. We're heading to your position." On Deck 7, Amy was using her veterinary skills to treat injured alien prisoners while Lisa coordinated their escape. Kate had managed to hack into the ship's communication system. "Attention all prisoners," Kate announced in English, then repeated in what she hoped were understandable alien languages. "The Corthaxians have lost. Their ship is disabled, and human forces are here to help. Move to Deck 7 for evacuation." When Diana's team arrived, they found the 3 Earth women had organized a multi-species evacuation. Aliens of various shapes and sizes were gathered, many looking at the humans with a mixture of awe and gratitude. "Major Foster, I presume," Amy said, still bandaging a blue-skinned alien's arm. "About time you showed up. We've got injured here who need proper medical attention." Lisa stepped forward. "We've counted at least 15 different species among the prisoners. The Corthaxians have been doing this for years." "Don't worry," Diana assured them. "Every one of them is coming with us. Earth just became a sanctuary for anyone these bastards hurt." Kate looked up from the alien tablet she was still studying. "Major, I found something important. The Corthaxians were planning to target more worlds. They have a whole list." "Then it's a good thing we're taking their ship," Diana replied. "Time to let the galaxy know. Mess with one species, you mess with all of us. And nobody does it better than humans when it comes to protecting the innocent." The evacuation began, with humans and aliens working together to leave the crippled Corthaxian vessel. Next, Part 5. The Revelation. The 3 Earth women stood in the Corthaxian medical bay, surrounded by files of horrifying experiments. Amy held up a data tablet, her face pale with disgust. "They've been doing this for over 200 years, she said. "Look at these records. Species after species, all their females taken for testing." Lisa leaned over to look. "My God, they hit the Zilonians 90 years ago. The Markabs 70 years ago. The Thranks just last year." Kate was working on another terminal. "I found their research notes. Listen to this. The Corthaxian females lost reproductive capability in year 2247 of our calendar, following exposure to radiation from our home star's unexpected solar flares. All attempts to reverse the condition have failed." Major Foster joined them, reading over Kate's shoulder. "So they'd been desperately searching for a cure by kidnapping females from other species." "It's worse than that," Amy said. "They weren't just looking for a cure. They were trying to find compatible species to breed with. They wanted to create hybrid offspring." The disgust on everyone's faces was obvious. "But look at this," Kate continued, pulling up another file. "Every species they tested was incompatible. The genetic differences were too great. They've been failing for 2 centuries. Lisa crossed her arms, so they just kept kidnapping and experimenting, hoping to find a match. "Exactly," Amy confirmed. And according to these records, we were just their latest attempt. Species number 47. Major Foster activated her radio. Captain Riley, you need to hear this. We've discovered the truth about these aliens. Up in Aurora 1, Jack Riley listened as Foster explained what they'd found. His hands tightened on the controls. So they're not conquerors or slavers, Riley said. They're desperate, dying, and taking it out on everyone else. Affirmative, Captain. But that doesn't excuse what they've done. Agreed. Continue the evacuation. I'll inform Command. Back on Earth, President Walsh sat in the Situation Room as General Matthews delivered the news. Madam President, the Corthaxians are facing extinction. Their female population can't reproduce. They've been abducting females from other species trying to find a genetic solution. Walsh leaned back in her chair. How many victims? Thousands from dozens of worlds. Our people discovered detailed records. The Corthaxians have been doing this for 2 centuries. Admiral Turner spoke up. What's our recommendation? The rescue team has found survivors from multiple species still on board. Major Foster is evacuating all of them, Matthews reported. The president stood and walked to the window. 2 centuries of kidnapping and experimentation. How many families across the galaxy have been torn apart? How many civilizations traumatized? She turned back to the room. We can sympathize with their plight, but their methods are unforgivable. Get me the UN Secretary General. Then I want to speak with these Corthaxians directly. Back on the alien ship, Commander Zulkrin was brought before a communication screen. His gray skin was even paler than before, his large black eyes filled with defeat. President Walsh appeared on the screen. Commander Zulkrin, I am President Catherine Walsh of Earth. We know about your species crisis. Then you understand why we. I understand nothing. Walsh cut him off. You had 200 years to ask for help. Instead, you chose to kidnap and experiment on innocent beings. You traumatized entire civilizations. Zulkrin's shoulders sagged. What would you have done? Our species is dying. I would have asked for help, Walsh said firmly. Earth has been in space for less than a century, and already we know that cooperation achieves more than conquest. You could have shared your advanced technology in exchange for medical assistance. Instead, you chose to become monsters. We were desperate. Desperation doesn't justify evil, but here's what's going to happen. Earth will take custody of your ship and all your research. We will contact every species you've victimized and return their people. Your crew will stand trial for their crimes. Zulkrin looked shocked. And my people? Will you let us die? Walsh's expression softened slightly. No. Despite what you've done, we won't let an entire species go extinct. Earth's scientists will look at your medical data. If there's a solution, we'll find it. But it will be on our terms, through ethical research and voluntary cooperation. Why? Zulkrin asked. Why help us after what we've done? Because that's what makes us different from you. We protect the innocent, punish the guilty, and still try to save lives when we can. It's called being human. The communication ended. In the Situation Room, Admiral Turner turned to the president. Do you really think we can help them? Maybe, maybe not, Walsh replied. But we have to try. That's what separates us from them. We find solutions without losing our humanity. Back on the ship, the evacuation continued. As the rescued prisoners from dozens of worlds were brought aboard human vessels, many saw their captors defeated and their rescuers in charge. The humans did this, asked a blue-skinned Zilonian to her green-scaled Markab companion. In one day, the Markab confirmed. They found out their people were taken and immediately fought back. These humans, there's something special. The evacuation was nearly complete. Soon, the Corthaxian Empire would face justice, and the galaxy would learn that Earth protected its own, and everyone else who needed help. Next, Part 6, The Turning Point. The news spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The youngest spacefaring species had defeated the Carthaxian Empire in a single day. Ships from dozens of civilizations began arriving in Earth's solar system. "Sir, we have 17 alien vessels requesting permission to approach Earth," reported Lieutenant Barnes at Space Command. General Matthews looked at the screen showing various ship designs. "They're not military vessels. They look like diplomatic ships." "Confirmed, sir. They're identifying themselves as representatives from worlds affected by Carthaxian abductions." Matthews picked up the phone to the White House. "Madam President, we have visitors. Lots of them." Within hours, the United Nations building in New York hosted the first gathering of multiple alien species on Earth. Diplomats from worlds across the galaxy filled the assembly hall. Ambassador Zara of the Zolonian Republic spoke first. Her blue skin shimmered under the lights. "For 90 years, my people suffered from Carthaxian raids. We fought back, but could never match their technology. Then humans did in one day what we couldn't do in nearly a century." Ambassador Krex of the Markab Confederation stood next, his green scales reflecting the overhead lights. "The humans not only saved their own people but rescued ours as well. They've offered to return all victims to their homeworlds." More testimonies followed. Each species shared stories of loss and helplessness against the Carthaxians. Then they spoke of their amazement at humanity's swift, decisive action. President Walsh addressed the assembly. "Earth extends friendship to all peaceful civilizations. What happened to your people was wrong. We're working to help the Carthaxians find an ethical solution to their crisis, but justice must come first." She gestured to Admiral Richard Chen, who commanded the fleet now guarding the captured Carthaxian vessels. "Every victim will be returned home. Every family will receive answers about their missing loved ones, and the criminals responsible will face trial." Ambassador Threll of the Vendari Empire raised a tentacle. "What you've shown us, humans, is that technological superiority doesn't equal moral superiority. You had hidden advanced weapons but never used them for conquest. Why?" Walsh smiled. "Because we've seen what happens when power corrupts. Our history is full of hard lessons about tyranny and oppression. We chose to learn from those mistakes." Later that day, Lisa, Amy, and Kate found themselves in a special meeting with alien diplomats whose people they'd helped rescue. "You three started a revolution on that ship," said Ambassador Urix of the Thranx Collective. "How did you organize so many different species so quickly?" Kate laughed. "I'm a high school teacher. I deal with teenagers every day. Organizing a multi-species revolt was actually easier than getting 16-year-olds to turn in homework on time." Amy added, "And I'm a veterinarian. I'm used to working with patients who can't speak my language." "Don't forget," Lisa chimed in, "I'm a park ranger. Crisis management and protecting others is literally my job description." The alien ambassadors looked at each other in amazement. These humans treated extraordinary circumstances as if they were everyday challenges. That evening, a historic document was signed, the Terra Accords. It established Earth as the headquarters for a new galactic alliance, with principles of mutual defense, ethical research sharing, and protection of all sentient species. The Carthaxians were brought before a tribunal composed of representatives from every victimized world. Commander Zelkrin and his officers faced charges of kidnapping, unethical experimentation, and crimes against sentience. During the trial, Dr. Ellen Price from NASA presented surprising news. "We've analyzed the Carthaxian genetic data. There may be a solution to their reproductive crisis using synthetic biology and gene therapy. No kidnapping necessary." The tribunal judges conferred. Finally, the Chief Justice, Ambassador Korvax of the Deltan Consortium, delivered the verdict. "The Carthaxian officers are found guilty on all charges. However, considering the desperate circumstances of their species, we offer this choice: imprisonment for your crimes or supervised community service, helping develop the cure for your people. You will work under strict ethical guidelines, monitored by the Alliance." Zelkrin stood. We choose to help our people. the right way this time. President Walsh addressed Earth that night. Today, humanity took its place among the stars not through conquest, but through compassion backed by strength. We showed the galaxy that the youngest species can teach the oldest civilizations about justice and mercy. In Montana, the town of Riverside threw a celebration for their returned heroes. Amy reopened her veterinary clinic, now treating both Earth animals and the occasional alien pet. Lisa returned to her park duties, sometimes giving tours to curious extraterrestrial visitors. Kate went back to teaching, adding interstellar relations to her curriculum. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Humans protect their own, defend the innocent, and somehow make the impossible look routine. The Corthaxians discovered too late that kidnapping human women wasn't just a crime. It was a declaration of war against a species that excelled at winning wars they never started. Meanwhile, applications to join the new Galactic Alliance continued arriving. Every civilization wanted to be friends with the humans who turned a kidnapping into the foundation of galactic peace. The age of human isolation was over. The age of human leadership had begun. Next, Part 7. The Alliance. 6 months after the Corthaxian incident, Earth had transformed. Alien embassies lined the streets of major cities. Ships from across the galaxy filled Earth's orbital stations. The Terra Accords had grown into the foundation of the largest alliance in galactic history. Ambassador Maria Rodriguez stood before the Galactic Council, humanity's representative to the stars. The Grand Chamber held delegates from over 60 species, all members of the new alliance. The first joint fleet is ready, Rodriguez announced. Ships from 15 member worlds, working together under unified command. Our mission: to find and shut down any remaining Corthaxian research stations and free any prisoners. Ambassador Threll of the Vendari raised a tentacle. Who will lead this fleet? Captain Jack Riley, Rodriguez replied. The human who led the first successful action against the Corthaxians. Riley, promoted after the rescue mission, stood up. We've trained together for months. Different species, different ships, but one purpose. We'll bring everyone home. While the fleet prepared to launch, Amy, Lisa, and Kate had taken on new roles. They now led the Department of Sinological Relations, using their unique experience to help Earth adapt to its new galactic neighbors. We need more translators, Kate said during a staff meeting. I've got 3 new species arriving next week, and their languages aren't in our database yet. Amy looked up from her medical reports. The Zolonians sent us their veterinary archives. Turns out, half the galaxy has pets. We're setting up the first interstellar animal hospital. Lisa grinned, and I'm training the first mixed species search and rescue teams. The Markab are excellent climbers, and the Thranks can survive in 0 oxygen. Combined with human endurance, we'll be unstoppable. Their work was interrupted by an urgent message, a distress signal from the Outer Rim. A Corthaxian research station had been discovered, still operational. Captain Riley's fleet responded immediately. The Alliance ships dropped out of hyperspace near a hidden asteroid base. This is Captain Riley to Corthaxian Station. Surrender immediately. You are surrounded by Alliance forces. The station's commander, a Corthaxian named Velcris, appeared on screen. We have 200 prisoners. Surrender or they die. Riley didn't hesitate. Counter-offer. Release them now, or we demonstrate why humans don't negotiate with kidnappers. The standoff lasted 30 seconds before the station's shields dropped. Velcris had heard what happened to the main fleet. As Alliance forces boarded the station, they discovered something unexpected. Among the prisoners were Corthaxian females, kept in stasis for 2 centuries. Sir, reported Major Diana Foster, now Riley's second-in-command. They've been experimenting on their own people, too. The rescued Corthaxian females were brought aboard the human flagship. When revived, they were horrified to learn what their males had done. We volunteered for stasis to preserve our species, said Zelitha, one of the awakened females. We trusted them to find an ethical solution. Instead, They became monsters. Back on Earth, the Galactic Council held an emergency session. Silitha addressed the assembly. I speak for the Corthaxian females. We denounce the crimes committed in our name. We ask to join the Alliance and help make amends for our people's actions. The vote was unanimous. The Corthaxian females were welcomed, while their male counterparts faced extended sentences or continued supervised research. Dr. Ellen Price provided an update on the cure. With the female Corthaxians' cooperation, we've made breakthrough progress. Gene therapy trials begin next month. President Walsh addressed Earth in a global broadcast. When we reached for the stars, we found both friends and threats, but we also found our purpose. Humanity stands as protectors, not conquerors. We unite rather than divide. The Alliance grew stronger each day. Trade flourished. Technology was shared. Earth's cities expanded skyward to accommodate alien residents and visitors. At the restored Corthaxian embassy, now run by Zelitha and other females, a monument was erected. It listed every victim of the abductions, with an inscription in all member languages. Never again. The galaxy remembers. The Alliance protects. Ambassador Rodriguez concluded her report to the Council. 6 months ago, aliens learned why you don't mess with human women. Today, the galaxy knows why you want humans as allies. We fight for our own, but we also fight for anyone who needs us. The Council chamber erupted in applause, or whatever equivalent each species used. Outside, the Joint Fleet patrolled the spaceways, ensuring no one would ever again face the terror of abduction alone. Earth had not just joined the galactic community. It had become its beating heart, pumping justice and protection to every corner of known space. In Riverside, Montana, 3 women shared coffee at Amy's clinic, watching alien patients play with Earth dogs in the yard. Not bad for 6 months' work, Lisa said. Think we'll ever have a normal day again? Kate asked. Amy smiled. Why would we want that? We're living in the most exciting time in human history. Above them, stars twinkled with the lights of passing ships, a galaxy united with Earth at its center. Next, Part 8. The New Era. 5 years had passed since humanity's first contact with the Corthaxians began with an abduction and ended with an alliance. Earth now stood as the capital of the largest coalition in galactic history, home to the United Stellar Nations. In her office overlooking the New York skyline, where alien architectural styles now mixed with human buildings, Kate Sullivan reviewed the quarterly reports as Director of Interstellar Education. 300 new schools across member worlds, she noted with satisfaction. 12,000 exchange students this semester alone. Amy Peterson, now Earth's chief medical ambassador, entered with coffee. The gene therapy worked. The Corthaxian females are having healthy children again. First natural births in over 2 centuries. That's wonderful news, Kate said. And Lisa, leading another rescue mission. Pirates hit a Vendari colony. She took her rapid response team. Should be back tonight. The 2 women walked to the window, watching spacecraft arrive and depart from Earth's orbital platforms. Remember when they took us? Kate asked. How could I forget? 3 women from a small Montana town, about to change galactic history. Later that day, the United Stellar Nations held its 5th anniversary celebration. Representatives from every member world gathered in the Great Assembly Hall. President Catherine Walsh, now in her 2nd term, addressed the crowd. 5 years ago, an alien species made 2 critical mistakes. They underestimated humanity, and they took our daughters. Today, their victims lead our diplomatic corps. Their crimes launched an era of peace. Their desperation led to their salvation. She gestured to the Corthaxian section, where Zelitha sat with her 2-year-old daughter, the first naturally born Corthaxian in generations. We proved that strength without compassion is weakness, that justice without mercy is cruelty, that the youngest species can teach the oldest civilizations. After the ceremony, Lisa Morgan arrived directly from her mission, still wearing her combat armor. She joined Amy and Kate at their old meeting spot, a coffee shop that now served beverages from 30 different worlds. Pirates captured, hostages freed. Lisa reported, "Just another day at the office." Speaking of the office, Amy said, "I've been offered the position of Chief Medical Officer for the new Deep Space Exploration Program. Are you taking it?" Kate asked. "I'm thinking about it, but I'd need a good educator for the civilian families on board." Amy looked at Kate, and a security chief with experience in first contact situations. She turned to Lisa. The three women looked at each other and smiled. "The three of us, exploring the unknown reaches of space," Lisa said. "After everything we've been through, why not?" Kate replied, "We're pretty good at turning disasters into opportunities. And someone needs to keep an eye on Amy," Lisa joked. "Remember what happened last time she was in space without us?" "Hey, I did fine," Amy protested. "I figured out how to open my cell." "After they kidnapped you." Their laughter drew attention from nearby tables, where various alien species conducted their own conversations. A young Zolonian approached their table. "Excuse me, but are you the Earthwomen from the Corthaxian incident?" "That's us," Kate confirmed. "My mother was one of the prisoners you helped free. I just wanted to say thank you. Because of you, I exist. Because of you, hundreds of families were reunited." After the Zolonian left, Lisa raised her coffee cup. "To unexpected adventures. To finding family among the stars," Amy added. "To showing the galaxy what humans are made of," Kate finished. As they clinked their cups together, a news broadcast played on the cafe's screen. Another species had joined the alliance, citing humanity's unique approach to crisis management and diplomacy. Outside, children of multiple species played together in the park across the street. Alien ships passed overhead in organized traffic patterns. The evening news reported 0 conflicts between member worlds for the 4th consecutive year. The Corthaxians had learned their lesson the hard way. Kidnapping human women didn't just earn humanity's wrath. It launched a new era of galactic cooperation. Their act of desperation had triggered humanity's rise to prominence, not through conquest, but through the fierce protection of the innocent and the power of second chances. In the depths of space, monitoring stations kept watch for any signs of threat to Alliance members. The message was clear across the galaxy: harm one, face all. And leading that charge would always be the humans, who turned their worst first contact experience into their greatest diplomatic triumph. The three women from Montana finished their coffee and headed out into the night, still protecting others, still exploring the unknown, still showing the universe what happens when you mess with humanity's children. The new era had begun, and it belonged to those who protected rather than conquered, who united rather than divided, who chose justice tempered with mercy. It belonged to humanity and all who stood with them among the stars. The end.